Hey there, everybody. I am King 5 meteorologist Leah Pizzetti. It is right about 8 p.m. on Wednesday, August 20th, and here is a look at your extended forecast. I want to show you what it's looking like outside right now across western Washington on this Wednesday evening. What a beautiful day so far. We are seeing clear skies across the board. This is Everett and Tacoma. Nice hues of that sunset are starting to roll in. As we head into the next couple of days, we're going to see heat kicking in, and we already have an extreme heat watch that has been issued for a good chunk of Washington, pretty much the Cascades, and then off to the east is where we'll see temperatures into the 90s and even triple digits. Same thing around the Portland metro area and into parts of western Oregon as well, with the exception of the immediate coastline. So it is going to be hot. It is going to be breezy as well. That also means the increased risk for fire. So a good thing to keep in mind if you're going to be doing any weekend traveling across the Northwest, it will be a warm weekend. I do want to take a moment and do a quick check of Hurricane Erin. As of this Wednesday evening, Erin is still running parallel with the East Coast, currently a Category 2 hurricane. It looks like we did just get an update. It looks like Erin will stay as a Category 2 hurricane here. Let's get a closer look at that. Yep, there we go. Category 2 through the next really 24 hours or so into Friday. And then we'll see Erin continue to downgrade into Category 1 into the end of the week and into the weekend. So we'll keep an eye on that. The biggest concerns right now for the immediate coast along the East Coast are going to be just higher surf, that storm surge. It looks a little bit more minor compared to if the hurricane were actually hitting the East Coast, but we still will keep an eye on that as we head into the next couple of days. In western Washington, we are going to see temperatures gradually warming into the end of the week. Temperatures will hit their heat peak over the weekend with 80s and 90s on tap. And let's take a quick walk down memory lane. Gosh, remember last week? That was weather whiplash, wasn't it? On the 12th, so a little more than a week ago, we hit low 90s in western Washington. And then just a couple days later, we plowed down into the 60s with significant rain, much more rain than we typically see. In fact, that storm that brought us that rain and that cool down at the end of last week on the 15th brought us a month's worth, an August month's worth of rain in just 2 days at SeaTac. So wet and cool. We've leveled out a little bit, but now we're going to warm things up. Here's why. This is the ridge of high pressure that's going to be building over the west coast into the end of this week. You see that low that's sitting off to the northwest, that orange circle there, that yellow circle. That is going to just stay put for the next couple of days. Watch it. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Nope. No movement at all whatsoever. So we're going to settle into this warm period. Then eventually we'll see that ridge, or that ridge break down, and that low will be able to drop down, and that'll help cool temperatures down a little bit in about a week. But for the next week, that ridge is going to stay stubborn. So that means temperatures will gradually warm the next couple of days. Tomorrow, Thursday, is our final day with 70s, but we will introduce some 80s tomorrow. And then we're well into the 80s and even some 90s as we head into the weekend. Keep in mind, normal temperatures for this time of the year are mid to upper 70s. So we're looking at temperatures about 10 degrees warmer than normal for a typical late August forecast. Here's your Thursday breakdown. Absolutely stunning. Get out and enjoy it. Morning clouds will move in a tiny bit, but we'll get beautiful afternoon clearing with clear sunny skies, temperatures in the 60s through the morning, 70s as we head into the afternoon. And to put things into perspective, the right column there is our average temperatures this kind of the year. We typically see low to mid to upper 70s. Today was pretty spot on with average. Low to mid to upper 70s were observed, and we're going to hold on to conditions very similar to this into tomorrow. Let's take a look at that, though. We will see 70s for western Whatcom and Skagit counties. Same thing for the San Juans. A few 80s as you head inland, though. Cedar Woolley and Marble Mountain looking at 80s. Same thing for Snohomish County, 80s as you head inland, but up mid to upper 70s for areas of Snohomish County closer to the water. Island County is looking at temperatures in the upper 60s to mid 70s. Then as we head to Kitsap and King County, same thing, upper 70s with a few low 80s sneaking in as well, especially South King County. Then Pierce and Thurston counties will be right around that 80-degree marker and then into the low 80s as well. Heading farther south down I-5, if you are driving down to go visit the first In-N-Out in the state of Washington, get ready for upper 80s on Thursday. 60s along the coast. That icon is wrong. Excuse me. It should not be rain, but it's 60s and 70s for the Olympic Peninsula for Friday. In fact, we have no rain in sight. Temperatures for your Saturday. We're going to skip ahead to here because I know you're all making your weekend plans and getting that ready to go. Just get ready for the heat. 80s across Puget Sound with 90s from pretty much Kitsap and King County southward. We've got a good shot at hitting the 90s. Look at that Shelton in the mid 90s. 80s along the Olympic Peninsula, so it will be toasty there as well. And for our higher elevations, not escaping the heat. As we head into Sunday, it's a similar situation. Toasty 80s and 90s. We'll see a little bit of cooling starting to move in along the coast, but triple digits will remain over on the eastern slopes of the Cascades. So that's the heat peaking Saturday and Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is when we will start to cool things down just a tiny bit, but it is definitely going to be a warm one as we head into the next couple of days. And don't forget, those normal temperatures for this time of the year are typically in those mid to upper 70s. So when we see 80s, yes, those temperatures are well above average, but you know what? It's going to be nice out there. So make sure you're finding ways to get out and enjoy it. You want to take advantage of this beautiful weather because it is stunning out there. And before we go, I want to also take a moment and talk about our Leninia watch that has been issued for the fall and for early winter. I know this is something skiers and snowboarders alike look forward to. We always want to know, what is the winter going to bring? I've had a lot of people ask me that as well, now that we're starting to get some hints and some indications of what the winter could bring. One thing we will say, we say this every year, but I think sometimes it falls on deaf ears. La Nina and El Nino, especially when they're neutral and weak, kind of like flipping a coin. It is not the end-all be-all. It is not the holy grail of a forecast. So if we say a weak La Nina, a weak El Nino, that does not mean a guarantee at all. It's a tip the scale slightly in one direction. So we would want that word strong to be in there to feel a little more confident. And at this point, it's a little too early to tell all of that. However, we do have a La Nina watch that has been issued for fall and into early winter. So La Nina in the Northwest, as we know, typically means we could see a better snowpack year, which I know skiers and snowboarders alike love the sound of that. So this was just issued in the last week. Right now we're in a neutral pattern, so no big indications either way. But it does look like into the fall and early winter is when we'll see that La Nina start to develop. So this is something that we'll keep an eye on. It's something that I know a lot of people are excited about, but at this point it's just kind of a nudge in that direction, not necessarily a guarantee. But of course, we'll keep you updated as we are able to get a little bit closer and fine-tune that forecast. That was your extended forecast. Thanks for sticking with us on this Wednesday evening. Get out and start making those weekend plans now. My biggest advice is either get a boat or, next best thing, find a friend with a boat. This is going to be the weekend for that.